Abraham Lincoln, considered by many to be the greatest president in American history, he brought America together in a time when it was set on being divided. Stalwart and steadfast, his words moved men to action and kindled hope in a time when it was sorely needed. His monument still stands today, a testament to the power of one man's unwavering will. At least, that's what history tells us. In truth, he went into the future, teamed up with Albert Einstein, Amelia Earhart, and Isaac Newton, and saved the world from the evils of Mao Zedong, Cuba Commander, and, of course, Lloyd Stalin. I give you Time Lincoln #1. Written and drawn by Frank Perry, it's a weird sort of comic, but you might be surprised to know that it's not an entirely bad one. Once you get past the weird premise, which is a challenge, I know, you might actually find something to like. Enough to justify the $3.99 price tag? Maybe not. It's actually quite a shock. You expect a silly joke comic, but it actually takes itself quite seriously for the most part. There are a couple things that might get a chuckle out of you. Isaac Newton carrying a weaponized boombox being at the top of the list. But it doesn't get nearly as crazy as it has a right to. It's actually cool in a way. You have to respect any comic that asks you to take this seriously. On the other hand, though, that might be Time Lincoln's biggest weakness. At least 3/4 of this book is comprised of people either explaining what's happened, what has happened, or what's about to happen. It's not even bad writing, per se. The dialogue is well written, most of the characters have a unique, if sometimes stereotypical, voice. You get a good sense for their relationships and respect for each other. I particularly enjoyed Albert Einstein's reflections, thinking about the atomic bomb and how void Stalin's rise to power is, in large part, thanks to him and his research. All of this would work great in a graphic novel, or a book, or even a cartoon show. Some format that could give it all the time it really needs to show things happening instead of relating things after the fact. The comic spends so much time laying out the situations, and when the action does come, it scarcely lasts for more than a few pages. The one fight scene we do get is appropriately badass, but it's just not enough. It's not helped by the art, which, frankly, feels a bit amateurish. It's done in the manga style, and while I won't hate on that, it seems to lack polish. Most of the characters look vaguely reminiscent of something you might have drawn when the teacher wasn't looking in first grade. Low on details, scratchy lines. It might have been what they were going for, sure, but again, you expect more bang for your buck, and this feels more like a webcomic than anything you'd want to pay money for. Overall, though, I will say that the comic seems like it's trying to go somewhere, and since #1 spent so much time setting up the universe, I'm looking forward to #2 actually dealing with the characters interacting with it. Or in the trade, if that ever comes out.